Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another session. Let me unmute everybody.
Max, what's up?
Hey, good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Hey,
Well, you know
good
what?
morning.
How's everything going? I heard from Lewis last night during our session. Dan, how's everything going with you?
I had a bit of a quiet week, but I'm still plugging along.
Okay. Okay. What does a quiet week mean?
It means I didn't get as many conversations done as I wanted to.
Okay, but you had some.
I had a couple, but I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I got one. I've got one I want to reestablish, so I'll see if I can find it for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Sunny. Hey, Max.
Yeah. Sonny, and how
Uh,
how are you doing? I know you got two leaders to work with. Have you been able to eke out a little time to reach out to some new people?
yeah, I
Yeah.
have. It's been crazy. It's been really busy though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm working with probably a total of 5 builders right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have one, two, three personal builders that I'm working with, and then one builder has two other builders, so I'm training her plus both of them. And then they're enrolling people. So I'm just running right now. I'm building volume. So
Yep. Yep.
That is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
no kidding.
going
Now,
down the line. And but I did have a question. Now I know some of you guys probably got questions too. So I'll just let Max lead the call here. But that's where I'm at.
okay. Quick fix. Okay. Leaders leaders help their leaders become system dependent. So as you start, doing this, you're going to notice you're doing the same thing. There's certain information you want to make sure everybody on the team has. There's certain actions that you want them to take. And so if you start to document it so that you give people a list, and that list can be amended and added to, and whether it's providing everybody with the tools they need, providing everybody with the contact information they need, you're gonna develop your own basic system. It's gonna be different than everybody else's because the information is gonna change. But yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for you. Um,
Yeah, I think, and that's what I'm missing. I don't have a system because I have one girl. Her name is Rachel. Uh, Keisha Charles. That's her name in Facebook. But
let, let,
she
let,
she
let, let's go over there. Well, let's jump into your account first. Was this on Facebook? Sonny,
yeah, on Facebook. Yes.
what's your
I,
email?
I didn't even do LinkedIn yet. So
That's all right. That's all right.
um,
Just how does your email start with?
SJ Carter.
Should come up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now again, first thing we kind of zip over here and just kind of look down the side, and you can see this guy. This guy's busy. And Tuesday, Monday. Well, actually, here this is going to be new stuff. You're clearly, you absolutely have to work with your team, and um, so
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, I don't really know how to get them off to a fast start because this person I'm working with, she's posting stuff, but she's not getting conversations as many conversations as she needs to get going. So I had a talk with her yesterday. I told her to change her profile, and I told her what to do. So she changed the profile picture and got 172 likes on it.
Wow.
So I said, well, there's a contact list right there. Right? So I told her, I said, I want you to start conversations with 10 people before you go to bed, and then call me tomorrow, and let's do those conversations. And so I was supposed to have a follow-up call with her at 12 o'clock, and I just told her to say, one of your scripts is, thanks for liking my profile picture. What are you guys doing these days? Or what are you doing these days? I just told her to send it out to 10 people that liked her picture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just waiting to hear back from her at lunch so we can go through the conversations. But I would like some kind of a system that I can just get people started fast. I know you said just have them post something,
actually, when you think about it, okay, let's come over here, and I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay, so we're talking about system
for consistent results.
System for new recruits.
Right.
That duplicates. Okay. So first, so you sign someone up in the business. Okay. Then, is there a certain amount of information? I mean, what do you do when you first get them into the business? You sign them up. What's the first thing you do with them?
Yeah, I don't really have a system for this, so I just still use our team system. So I send them to a training website.
Okay.
That has them put a contact list together. It has them put people they know, their Facebook friends, and then it has them watch like a few videos. It's about an hour training online, and then we do a strategy session with them within the first 48 hours.
Okay, and the company you're working with?
Melaleuca.
Okay. All right. So, are you using Alan's system, or are you using Eddie's system, or is it somebody else?
I'm using Russ Paley's system.
Now, the interesting thing is everybody's got their own system. You should be thankful that your people that you have them. Because one of the things when you start talking to network marketers and other companies, man, you're going to find a lot of people, they're in a company, they're orphans, they're not getting any help, they're just, they're out there. And a short conversation with somebody will bring that out. Mm-hmm. So, all kinds of choices. You're signing people up in the business, okay? But unless you have a system, unless you have a methodology that can get them off to a fast start and bring them in, but then you're relying on the company and the company's system and the company's customer service and the quality of the products to keep them in. Because it doesn't help you, if you're signing up in your business and then they're out of the business. Now, this past year, we were talking, let me just first tell you, or I should say maybe warn you, that as I start, I love success stories, Sonny. I get goosebumps every time I hear, how well you're doing, and you're going to do better. Okay, you're basically learning this business, and you're learning it in a virtual way. So you have a head start and an advantage over most of the people that are out there that have no clue how to do this. But with Earl, what happened? Earl built a team. And by the end of last year, he had over 1,000 people. All right, but he had something like 60 or 70%, maybe as high as 80% attrition. Okay, all right. So at that point in time, you have to step back and take a reasonable. You got to make a reasonable decision. Is it me? Did I bring in the wrong people? Or, maybe, just maybe, I'm not with the right company. Maybe I think these products are great and everything else, but my enthusiasm for the company isn't shared by the people I'm bringing into the business. And so, and believe it or not, so he changed. He changed. He's in your company now, so you got some competition. Okay. But it's a huge world out there. So, okay, so you're using the team system. You're getting them trained, and now,
so now I get with them
right.
for a strategy session to help them game plan.
So you set a strategy session
to help them set their goals, when they want to reach their first 20 customers, and then I schedule a time to start setting appointments with them.
So you're establishing goals, and what was
their
that?
Why?
Right.
When the goal for reaching their first 20 customers. And then we typically, before Facebook, we typically set up 2 home meetings, 2 webinars, and 2 face-to-face with network marketers or strong sales type people.
So the old way was what?
We set up 2 home meetings, 2 dates. We scheduled 2 dates for 2 home meetings, 2 webinars for long distance, and 2 face-to-face meetings for network marketers or former network marketers or sales or real estate type people, business, strong business entrepreneur people.
Okay, now, okay. So let's break that down. Set up 2 home meetings. What was the others?
2 webinars for long distance, out of state.
Right.
And 2 face-to-face appointments with their top business prospects.
Okay.
And then we schedule a date and time to start setting appointments and make phone calls together. And then they learn the script.
So you're making the phone calls together?
Yeah, to make appointments. So we teach them the scripts, we role play with them, and then we set appointments together with them for the first couple of times until they got the hang of the script, and then we basically tell them what to do and set up a follow-up time and keep them in the process that way. Like how many calls to make. Once they got the hang of the script, we would say, make 15 calls, and then let's talk tomorrow. And if any of those calls go wrong, call me right away, and we'll talk through it, and then we'll keep going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, how is all of this? Okay, this you said this was the old way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how have you been doing it?
I've been doing it is a combination of both, because I don't really have a system for Facebook, so I've been kind of still leaning on the old system. But I've been sending them to the basic training, and when I get to them for a strategy session, I still set up dates to make appointments, but I also set up dates to do Facebook posting and to have conversations with people on Facebook.
Now, let me ask you a question. How do you communicate with your people?
I have them plugged into a Facebook group. I have them plugged into a GroupMe app, and I also have them plugged into a weekly conference call for my team. So they're pretty plugged in, and they feel a sense of unity and camaraderie. So that definitely keeps them in. Mm-hmm. I just want to get them off to a faster start.
Okay, and of course, you keep in touch with them through Facebook yourself.
Right, Facebook, exactly. So I celebrate their success on our Facebook group team. I have a GroupMe app that I add them to, and also we do a 15-minute conference call for new builders.
Okay. All right. Now, so have you? Okay. So, and what else do you do?
To plug people in, that's to keep people plugged in. That's what we do.
Okay.
I just communicate with them. I stay locked in with the builders for at least 2 to 3 weeks until I feel like they've crossed that line, they've gotten success, and they're not going anywhere.
Well, okay. Number one, okay, that's a good. That's good. Um, but they're free to reach out to you, and
Yeah,
and
they have my phone number and
now it's important. It's important not to ignore them. Okay. In other words, we have a tendency sometimes. You know, we've signed somebody up, we've got them trained. This is a relationship business, and the closer relationship that you can form with people, uh, the better, or else you have even greater attrition. The most important thing is to encourage them and to let them know if they have any issues or they have any problems. Your door is always open. Now, you might hear from some people for a short period of time to help them, or you might not have the time to help them, and um, this is where you get aware of who's building your business and who is actively helping their people. Okay, it's kind of like why companies have customer service, you know,
right.
and basically stay on top of it. And the combination is absolutely, you don't throw out things that work. Um, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm putting together a list. In fact, why don't you make a list and send it to me of basically this exact thing. What are you doing specifically, step by step? Because when you have that list, okay, do you share that list with everybody? I mean, with your other builders.
You said about what list are you talking about exactly?
Well, I'm talking about you're going to make a list of exactly what you have to do.
The steps.
The steps, right? So
Okay.
when write what you're doing down, okay? Send it to me, and then I'll add a few things that you can, do off of social media, and other things, and uh, other places where you can turn around and you can, you know, if now you're encouraging home meetings and all that other stuff, right? You're encouraging the
Yeah, which I gotta get away from. I mean, honestly, if I can create my own system to get them started like the same day, I would do that.
Okay, right. Why do I have to wait until next Thursday? When they're hot.
Yeah, because they've got the training takes about an hour and a half, and then we have to schedule a strategy session within 48 hours, so we have to wait a day or two,
Okay.
and then we have to talk about the strategy session, and then set up another time to make calls. So it's like the time they get started, they're like 3-4 days out.
Right. Okay. Now, is there anything virtual online that provides the same information? I mean, do you use a video? I mean, how do you? Is there an online version of a home meeting, or is the information available online to have a home meeting? In other words, you're talking to somebody, and instead of setting up a time to go to their home, set up a time when you could watch this video, or instead of setting up a time, you give them a link, let them watch the video. Let them watch the video. Send them right to that video. Let them see it, and then get back to you after you've seen the video. And maybe what you want to do on a weekly basis is let's get another one here.
So what I do is I do webinars mostly.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah. But my upline or my sponsor has been trying to convince me to do home meetings, and I'm kind of like we had a good healthy fun debate about me. I was just telling him that home meetings are obsolete, and he feels like home meetings, is the way to get massive people, in one meeting. And I hear what you were saying as well, but we had a good, healthy debate about that. At the end of the day, we agreed to disagree, and he pretty much saw where I was coming from. I saw where he was coming from.
Okay.
And so I just told him I like webinars because, first they don't require my effort. I just plug people into it. And second, they're duplicatable. People who come in a webinar, they feel like they can do that because they just send people to a webinar. If I do a group meeting, not everyone's going to be able to do that, so then I can enroll, 6, 7 people in one shot in a home meeting, but those people in the home meeting are going to be thinking they have to get up and speak in front of people, and it's just it doesn't I feel like it only duplicates with the 20%ers.
Okay. So let's now let me tell you. You could agree to disagree, and at some point in time, when you start moving up the ranks of the company. Now, how long have you been with Malaluka?
About a year and a half.
Okay, and in the year and a half when you started, you started. I mean, where were you in the first year and a half before you jumped into what I'm teaching you?
Yeah, well, I got off to a really fast start. I got close to senior director, so I was director 9.
Right.
And then I had an enormous amount of attrition. So I lost a lot of people. I had probably close to 400 people in my group, and I went down to about 150.
Okay. Now, why did those people leave?
I just enrolled the wrong people, and I didn't really get the leadership guidance. I got the leadership support, but they made a lot of mistakes with my group, which I'm cool with. I don't have any bitterness against that. They were just learning too. But
I'm sorry. What I didn't understand what you just said. What?
Yeah, no, I had the leadership support, but they made some mistakes when they were helping me in terms of enrolling the wrong people, or seeing that I was enrolling the wrong type of people. And so to make a long story short, I was enrolling people that I had one or two really serious builders, but they were not coachable. They were doing their own thing. They were not showing presentations. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up having a lot of attrition because they weren't doing the right thing in terms of how to build a business.
Well, were these people using the products? I mean, were they excited about the products?
Yeah, they were, but their network of people were low income people, so they really wasn't staying customers long term.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And so they were dropping out, and they also weren't doing promote. They weren't even showing presentations. They were just signing people up with forms. So it was a mess. But so I finally got my business stabilized. The attrition died down, so I'm at a point now where I'm regrowing.
Okay. And so what have you accomplished so far? You've got, since we started, how many? What's the number? Yeah. So since I started, I've gotten 9 enrollments in my entire organization. Mm-hmm. Out of those 9 enrollments, this month I've got 9. Last month I've gotten 4 personal enrollments, and then this month I've gotten 9 organizational enrollments, which 3 of them are mine, and they're business builders. So that's what I did so far in the last 2 months. Okay, so it was 9, and what was it? First you went from 3 to 9.
Yeah, first month was I enrolled 3 people, and second month I couldn't get it duplicating fast, and plus I enrolled 3 like kind of the latter part of February, so it was like the last week or 2 I enrolled those 3,
right,
and then not February, January, and then February is when I enrolled 9.
Right. Okay, so now
at this point, I'm just trying to get maximum duplication to really build strong volume.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you how do you think you can do that?
I just need a real defined system, and I need to get people started much faster. Mm-hmm. and get, and just, and get duplication going faster and have a team training where I can train groups of people since I have limited time.
Right. Well, you know what a lot of leaders do is, on one hand, you want to set a time that's good for your people, but you also have to set a time that's good for you. And maybe what some leaders do is they set up a weekly schedule where every Monday I'm going to do something, and then basically you stick to it. You let everybody know that, look, every Monday I'm going to be doing this, and you'll get to a point in time where some of your people for practice might want to do it, and so you can start involving other team members. Listen, we're doing could you do me a favor? Could you do I normally do this thing on Wednesday. Could you do it? Could you host it? And of course, the other thing is you can automate or make a video of the steps, so that basically your team can see something, and duplicate.
Right.
So whatever you were going to tell people on a webinar, I remember years ago, it was about 4 years ago, Mark Yarnell was traveling around the country. I mean, he was phenomenal. He'd been $1 million earner in New Skin, and brilliant mind. He previously was a preacher. Great guy. And he said, he says, you put anybody in a room with me, anybody in a room, and I'll close them. And so he did, would do these meetings and events where people would come and listen to him. And he would also, everybody was into home meetings. And what your leadership doesn't understand, they don't get, is that the relationship that you can create or establish with somebody online is as strong as if your neighbors across the street. They don't understand it, and hey, they're going to change their mind. My guess is before Labor Day, don't say anything. You just continue to do what you're doing. Continue to work with the people. Continue to grow. Rank advance. Let's get to senior director. As soon as you get to senior director, my boy, everybody's going to start looking at you. And then you go to I want you to think senior director by Labor Day, and if you did it by Labor Day, where would you want to be by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, I would like to be at least senior 3.
Okay. So you're on your way, and so again, let's get back to the whole concept of systems. You communicate with the people on here. Your upline doesn't understand that. You're using social media the way it should be, and again, what starts to happen is you start to share some of the successes on here. You're making your friend curious. A suggestion for those people that that were in the business and dropped off. Okay, are you connected to them on Facebook?
To who?
To to your old group, the people that you brought into the business and now they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to write back to them. And
the people that I enrolled, or my team, or
anybody on your team, okay, that dropped out.
Okay.
Dropped out. Okay.
Now, okay.
And we're talking about the people that started, and then they're gone. All right.
Those people I don't know if I'm connected to. Sorry.
All right. Well, okay. But what we want to do is, if you're not connected to them, see if you can find them on Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
Find old dropouts. Okay. So So you find all dropouts on Facebook. Now, you can reach out to these people, all right? And let's create a little let's create a little note, because if somebody quits, they quit for a lot of reasons. Sometimes it's for a lack of support. So you're not going to spend a lot of time reaching out to old reps who quit. Now remember, these people, you got them in the business. You got them in the business, but you weren't using social media. You were trying to feed them into the face-to-face system, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so now you're going to reach out to these people. And if they're on your list, you're going to send them a little note. Hi, whatever their name is. And you can adjust this, but you know, I just wanted to reach out. Okay, you used to be a part of my. We're not going to type Maluka. But yeah, yes, you can. I mean, you're having a conversation with somebody. You know, I know your company doesn't want people, if they're on your list, right? If they're on your list. You used to be part of my Maluka business. And for some reason, you stopped. Would you mind telling me why? Now, what we're going to do here is we want to give them a little assurance first. Okay? I'm reaching out. To try to help you, and wonder why did you stop? Okay? And that would be the people on your list that you actually know. Now, the other thing that you could do, and I wouldn't kill myself over this, because we're dealing with, unless there was somebody that you knew that was really a super qualified person, you thought they were really going to do something, and then they kind of just disappeared. I would definitely try to find them. So, and you don't want to make a big deal out of this, okay? It's just like, hey, if they write back to you, they write back to you. If they don't write back to you, then you're done with them. But see, here's what you want to do. What you're going to do is you're going to come back to these people, and you're going to say, I wanted to reach. Okay. I'm excited to say that. Right here. Would you be interested in getting back into Maluka with me if I could show you how to build the business completely online? And we'll just throw in Facebook, LinkedIn, and any other ones that you use, okay? Just etc. Okay? And then, if I could show you how to build the business completely online and eliminate every obstacle that exists to build a business. Now, we're not going to spend a lot of time. I mean, this is one of those things where, if so, please get back to me. Of course, the way live chat works, you write out to these people, and they get right back. They're coming right back at you, and so again, you can connect with more people faster. And by the way, I am looking at a you asked the other day about some kind of a tracking system. I'm working with a friend who just developed one. In fact, I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me come over here and find this. Whoops. And what I'm going to do is, because he gave me a link to take a look at it. So I'm going to give that link to you. And
yeah, because if it was up to me, I would rather create my own system, honestly. And
this isn't a system, okay?
okay.
What everybody needs is some kind of a customer. They call them CRMs.
Customer relationship manager.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Max, this is Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I'd be interested in that too, because what I find happening, as well as I get a number of things going on Facebook, and I find it hard to track people that I'm having conversations with and who I'm getting back with. And I find most CRMs aren't set up for what you're teaching. So if you've got something to take a look at, I'd be very interested in that.
Yeah, well, Brett Rademacher is somebody. But by the way, before we get, is there anybody? Because I know you're all learning from this. Louis, are you okay? Do you have anything that you need specific help with before we? So I'll know how much more time to spend on this.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Yes, you are. Okay. So let me tell you, because I've been doing this as long as I've been doing it, everybody comes to me, if not first, second, with what they're doing. And I met Brett about 4 or 5 years ago. Brett has made a lot of money in network marketing in different companies, but he's really big into automation. And my training is embedded in five systems. So Brett had built this system for one of the top leaders in Jeunesse, who was old school, and it was driving Brett crazy. He said, "Listen, you're paying me to do this. You're paying me to set this up, but you're not using it." And so finally, they separated ways. I'm still training the big Jeunesse people, and Brett reached out to me a couple of maybe months ago. And he says, "Listen, Max, I love your stuff so much that can I build your scripts and everything else into my system?" And I said, "Sure." So he's done that. But what excited me was that he had developed a contact management program. I haven't even looked at it, where you can keep track of people, where you can give them specific, let's see, where do I have a picture of that?
Is this much like BizRunner, Max? Do you know?
Well, I'm not sure what BizRunner is.
Well, I'll tell you what, since you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, I'd be willing to do that for you and send you a review, because I've used a lot of contact management systems.
Perfect. Okay.
And that would help you. I'd be glad to undertake that.
Well, it'll help you too. Okay, now.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, and then it might give you some good feedback.
All right. So again, we're talking about systems, right? I mean, Brett, Brett has a. There's clearly a need for this. There's a company called Sound Concepts based out of, I think, Las Vegas or Utah, that does most of the support for companies. And they've actually built one of these things. And, as I explained to Brett, when you have your system set up in something like that, and it's through a company. And then what happens is your data is basically in the company. So if for any reason you got terminated, or worse, let's say the company went out of business, all your data is out the window. And they're paying, people are paying, for the features, and they're certainly good. But okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot this over to all of you. And okay, wait a minute. Now, okay, now this when I say that, get out of here, will you? Now, what you're experiencing is he's having, this is all going to levels. I mean, we're talking about he's introducing this to company owners. He's interested. There'll be a non-disclosure thing, and what I'm going to do is just tell them, okay, when you do this, whenever you start filling out the information, and where they're asking for, well, how many teams? I haven't seen it. When they're asking for your credentials to find out more about you, what you just do is you tell them I'm one of Max's coaching students, and I'm testing it out for him. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I see. So he's got an online non-disclosure agreement, so that's fine.
No. This is now okay. Since you're already into this, out of all of you, well, if you all want to check it out, I mean, there's certainly nothing, wrong with that. I will send you this, and again, from what I've seen, it's. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to pull up that image. Let me find it. Now I tell you.
So this is really sorry, Max. This is really in beta for him right now, is it?
Oh, this is this is so beta. I mean, literally, it's before beta.
Okay. Well, that'll be a lot of fun to look at then. Sure, I'll take a look at that.
But I know this guy, and when I say it's in beta. He's already let's see, where would that be? Let me February. I think I put it here. I just want to show you how you can tag people, and so Sonny, this might stimulate your thinking.
Okay.
As to this might stimulate the thinking as to how you organize your. Or organize, once somebody becomes a prospect, once somebody gets into the business, what are the different categories that we use to, keep track of people? And I know I put it in here, so let's.
I use a program called Full Contact, and they allow you to have tags on that as well. But it's not formatted in the way you're teaching us, Max. So that's what excites me about looking at this program. Mm-hmm.
Another thing that is kind of interesting. Now this software exists, okay, and oh, here it is. Oh, that's not it. It was in this area, so I may have. See, it's right around here someplace. Sometimes we ask ourselves why is Facebook making all of these changes? Why? I mean, they've got a perfectly good system. Everything is laid out the way you like it, the way you want it. I mean, let's see here. Why they change? And I just, reminded myself of this last week as I'm tearing my hair out. Here it is. As I'm tearing my hair out, okay? Because, why are they moving things around? And the reason is that part of Cliff's package, okay, is there's software out there where you can literally put in somebody's email address, okay, and it will bring up every social network page that's attached to that email address. So if it's Facebook, if there's a Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or any kind of account, it'll bring it up. Now, and that's kind of interesting, but I've discovered over the years that you put it, because we do it during our webinars. We'll put in a webinar, we'll put an email address of somebody that's in the webinar. And by the way, if you're holding webinars, where you have guests and they sign in with their email address, you actually have, if you plug that email address into the search window on Facebook, it'll bring up the appropriate profile that goes with it. But that doesn't mean it's the profile they're using. I mean, maybe 3 or 4% of the time, it's an email address that's hooked up to maybe a Facebook page that they haven't used in 10 years. It was like their startup one. But it's because this software is out there, kind of creeping around, and it knows where, for example, with Sunny, we know if we go on Sunny's account, okay, we know that over here there's a certain piece of data. We know over here there's a certain piece of data. And so what they do is when they move these things around, they scramble the data. It's just like you have all these search engine optimization people out there. Oh, we can get you first listing on Facebook. First listing on Google for any subject. Okay? And that's what these SEO people develop systems to trick Google. And then what happens is it takes Google about 6 months to realize that, whoops, hey, when people do a search, the integrity of Google is supposed to be that you get what you're looking for. And when you go on Google, that I'm getting all of these things that are not what I'm looking for, they're kind of deceptive. There's all these network marketers trying to sell me stuff. Or these affiliate marketers trying to sell me stuff. So they go in and they change it. And that's exactly what Facebook is doing now. There's no reason why they're moving it from here to there. They're moving things around to confuse these automated systems. Well, Brent, has one of these off-the-shelf systems that will not only go in and pull up whatever email addresses are attached to it, but he's looking for certain pieces of information, and he'll tell you what their personality type is. Okay. And actually, he's got a thing in there where how do you talk to somebody that's there's 4 types of personalities. So they outline every type, and how do you talk to this one? How do you talk to this one? And how do you talk to this one? And what Brent loves about my scripts is it doesn't matter what their personality type is. You're asking them questions. So he's put this up where these are people that he's got a list of people, I guess, that you can connect with. So you want to be thinking in terms of whether you use his system or not. You're sending out friend requests and you're connecting to people. But the nice thing is that Facebook already keeps track of this. Once you're connected to somebody, you're on their list. Now the next thing is we're engaging them, and of course the same thing. Facebook lets you know. You just look at their record, look at their conversation, and you can pretty much tell, who are the people I'm talking to, or who are the people that I reached out to connect, but they never answered. This stuff is still sitting out there. Now you can go back, bring up their profile, and see that, hey, they haven't done a thing on Facebook for a year. Whoops, I reached out to the wrong person. Or it might be, I sent this person a friend request, and he hasn't answered, but when I looked at his page, he's got all kinds of stuff that I could like. So remember, you don't have to be a person's friend to communicate with them. So you write back and say, hey, Bill, like something that they've done, react to something that they've done, pay them a compliment, and then, the next thing they're going to do is they're going to write back, they're going to appreciate it, and they're going to see, and you might have to send them a couple if they're worth your time. And then you're still communicating with them. And then one day they're going to accept you as a friend, usually right after the second one. We've all got lists of friend requests we just can't get to. But that doesn't mean that we can't communicate with them. So you go back to this, and there's going to come a time when you're going to want to disconnect from these people because, they're not reacting and responding. Now, the next groups are really interesting because, again, you want to keep track of the people that you send information to. And again, with Sunny, if he's going to do it all online, there's a record attached to their messaging system. So you basically have all of this here. Now, the follow-up one is really probably what everybody wants. Because how can I? Because now that I'm keeping track of these people, I need somebody to remind me that I need to follow up with this person. All right, now, so this is the CRM part, comes in. Now, all right, so now we've got different categories. After we followed up, are these people interested? Are these people thinking about it? Are they possibly a candidate later? I didn't get a chance to bring it up. Or are they just basically not interested? So these are going to be your other 4 categories. And again, so Dan, in going through this and other people, I'm excited for him. I hope it works. He's a smart guy. He knows the business. Okay, now you have some other interesting groups. Now these are the people that you actually sponsor. So Sonny knows who his leaders, who's been sponsored, and then of course you got retail. Who are the people that are buying stuff? Retail customers, and he broke it down. Which are the ones that went through my training? Which ones are front line to me? What's the size of my downline? And this is an interesting one too. Who are the people that I think, or who are the leaders? And so, these are different groups, okay? Now.
So this integrates with Facebook?
I think so, because really what you can do on Facebook, and I've always, let's come over and look. They used to have a way, and I'm sure they still do. Let's go over to your friends, okay? Now, when you've got 75 people that want to be your friends. Now, there are different, if we open this up, okay? We open this up. What you could do is they're giving you the opportunity to make a list. Okay?
Oh, got you.
Okay? So conceivably, built right into Facebook, you could move people around put them in a list. So you set up a list on Facebook.
Gotcha.
For my view's gonna change. Where'd it go? Okay, you put a list. You create a list. I'm not so sure. I would do it with the engaged. You might certainly do it for people that you send info to, but you're gonna find, realistically that. Well, you can certainly put people in here. Where it gets to be a pain in the butt is when we have to remember. Oh, I got to go. He's no longer in this list. He's in this list. But I wouldn't worry about being that meticulous. But you could certainly put your front line. If they're in my downline, I'm going to put them in my downline group. I believe there was a time when you could put people in multiple lists. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but if they can put people in multiple lists, you certainly can do that. The only problem is you may end up sending out duplicate messages, to people. But this. So I certainly your leaders frontline and downline, so that you can communicate with them effectively, and that also gives you the opportunity to make a post specifically to them. I mean, you could literally make a post and send it to people who you just send information to. Just wanted to follow up and or send them a particular motivational message, it's you're not a tree. If you want to be successful, you have to move. So that's an interesting possibility too. But so this kind of stuff is coming, and Dan's gonna play with it and check it out. Let you know.
Yeah.
I will send it to all of you. Okay, Dan, but I got to tell you, I do appreciate it, but don't let that prevent you from talking to people. Okay.
Oh, no. It would just be,
Right.
It's something that I like to work electronically, and I find I'm better organized electronically, but I haven't been able to find something where I've got all sorts of things falling through the cracks, and that's where I'm losing people.
Right.
So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I'm very glad for all you've done for me over the years. I've known you a long time. I'm glad to take a little time and go through this and send you a little outline of what I think, and I'll share it with our group and let them know as well.
Appreciate it. And frankly, I'm going to share it with Brett, because if there's something that he needs,
Yep.
and he can make it better, all the more good. Let me just say this. I'm recording these, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting them. I have to tell you, and I've got people waiting for me, but I have to tell you, and I really haven't said this. I mean, nobody really knows, but since November, my websites have been hacked, and so we've only been up 50% of the time, and so we've had people that have wanted to go into the webinars. We've had people that, everything, basically has been off while we're trying to get everybody trained and release this new stuff. So things that were supposed to be in here in the training center that I thought were there, we're missing. Okay, and are welcome. So we're basically retooling everything. And even though endless free leads, I'm still maybe 3 or 4 days away from getting it out. What we did was, when people go there, we give them directions on exactly where to go. We're giving them access to boot camp so that they can get started. And what I'm excited about is, well, you guys know. I mean, you can see what's happening with your people using this, and we didn't want to deprive everybody else while we're cleaning this up and straightening it out. Okay, so my point is, see, I've got a section over here for coaching, all right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these sessions posted. Okay, so I'm going to record them. You'll be able to go in here, and under coaching, your group will be here. And
awesome.
Okay, so you'll be able to come back and you'll be able to review these, watch them, really get something out of them. This is, where I think it'll be good for you, and it'll certainly, I know it'll be good for you to review these. And the other thing is, you don't have to worry about taking explicit notes, because you'll know it'll be recorded. And I got to tell you something. I am thrilled to be working with all of you, and you're all going through different things. I want to tell you, Lewis and Sonny, by the end of the year, you will be at the top of your game. Dan, you're going to get there too, Dan. And let me just say, if you're getting any resistance from leaders about doing it online, the only thing that will change that, and it might not ever change it. When I was building my business, my company didn't have a website. I mean, I could tell you a funny story, but I'll do it next time, on what it took to get Jeff Olson's attention to, really start thinking about, hey, we need a website. No, really, really, what I was doing is I was meeting people online. And then one of the distributors, Darren Hardy, had a fax on demand system. You want to learn about the company? Do it from a fax machine. Call this number, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it would print out all the information they needed on the company. Now, and so people are developing systems. Leaders, develop systems for their teams and company wide. In Melaleuca, you've got. I don't know whether you've seen these. Eddie Pistoso has Make Green, Go Green.
Right, I've seen that.
Okay, have you seen Alan Pariser's Advancing with Us?
No. Yeah, I have seen that once.
Okay, and so both of them are doing this not because they're looking. That's not where they're. They're doing this to support they're people, and so you're going to develop. I'm not saying you're necessarily going to develop one of these, but if it doesn't do what you need it to do when you're as big as they are, then you can start to do something like that. So the important
Yeah,
thing.
I'm sorry, my upline don't do online at all. They're old school.
And
So
what,
I have no help with doing it online.
And Thomas, remind me what company are you with?
It works.
It works. Yeah, what you want to do is take a look. Melanie McFarland was the top earner in the company until about 3.5 years ago, when 3 or 4 women beat her. So go ahead and take a look. Look at the people who are at the very, very top. You can skip Melody and look to see what they're doing. Okay.
Exactly, and that's how I learn.
Yeah. Look to see what they're doing, and here's what's going to happen. Your recruiting numbers are going, because you see what's happening. You're tearing it up, and you're going to use. You may find, hey, I'm going to send people through them. Okay, I'm going to send them over to get to watch them, to train them. I might take that information, kind of repackage it a little bit and develop my own, system. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I mean, clearly it's duplicating, and what's going to happen is there will come a point in time when, as you skyrocket through the business, because leadership is ignoring the existence of this, they're going to turn around and one day they're going to say to you, "Hey, do me a favor, could you, Louis, would you mind tell me what you're doing?" And as you increase, what's going to happen is your people are going to come back, or the company's going to come up and say, "Hey, listen, we want to congratulate our newest $1 million earner in the company, Louis Thompson. He's done it all on Facebook." And then the next thing you're going to do is they're going to invite you to attend an event and talk about how did you do it on Facebook. And, you'll tell them a little bit about hey, I'm doing it on Facebook. I'm connecting with my friends. You all need to go over to Facebook. But depending upon how generous you are, listen, what I do is I teach people, change your picture, talk to the people that like the picture change, talk to people. That's really what it all boils down to. The company culture will change, okay, as more people become successful with this, or the company culture might not change. And if the company culture doesn't change, you wouldn't be the first network marketer that says, I love the products. I'm still going to take the products. But I want to find a company that has products that I can really be passionate about, but that gets the internet, because it doesn't have to be that hard. It's working for you, and it will continue to work for you the way you're doing it. So, and now as a leader, you go back to the company and you say, "Hey, listen, why don't, this is what we need, this is what we need, this is what we need." And they will listen to you because you're rank advancing. Nobody's going to listen to you. "Well, we should be doing this, we should be doing this." Nobody's going to listen to you unless you're putting, numbers on the board. Numbers on the board.
I have a question. Do you have time? Do you have a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute. Sure. Let me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm making posts on my page, motivational quotes. I'm doing the posts that you're saying, but what I'm finding is, a lot of the same friends are liking it now, and it's fewer people. So do I need to start reaching out to my friends now and just kind of move forward from that?
Well, no, you're right. There are going to be people that you've decided they're not a prospect. They're going to continue to like your stuff. You're going to get to a point in time where maybe you've got 50 people that like something, and only 4 of them are new, or 4 of them are people that you've never talked to. So you're going to have to go down that list and see who's new, who's of interest. Remember, you're always reaching out to new people. So your list of new friends, and as you get new friends, their friends, and your team member, as your team members are making friends, that post is going to get around. But yes, that number, the same people are going to see it, the same people are going to react to it, and a lot of them are frankly not going to be, remember, you don't have to respond to anybody. They're just sending you a like or a comment, and as you move up the ranks, more and more people, not only in your group or people you're connected to, but other people in your company, other people are going to start looking at, look at this sharp kid, because you're posting things that mean something to you, and the same, just as that message means something to you, it's also going to mean something to to other people, and so you come down here, and yeah, some of these people, some of these people are going to be prospects.
They're like, yeah, a lot of them are the same people that respond to.
Yeah.
So I don't really have new people, and I think a part of that is I haven't been sending a lot of new requests out.
Hey, listen. Now look, it's the number of new friends that you want to reach out and contact can come down, okay? Because you're getting better at it. You're getting better at identifying people. So let's say, I'm going to send out 3 a day. I'm going to find 3 people every day, Monday through Friday. That's 15 people. It doesn't take much, even if it was 2 a day. Because here's the thing that should drive you to do that. Tomorrow, you could find someone in a search that you're going to make a connection with that is going to be $1 million earner in Malibu. Somebody brought Alan Pariser into the business.
Right.
Okay? So that's always it's the allure of tomorrow I'm going to find the perfect person. That's what it keeps people on dating sites for years. Same process. Same process. And
yeah.
Same process. So
and I had one conversation I was hoping you can look at that I wanted to see if I handled correctly, but
let me just check and see how many people I have on this this session this morning, okay? And I'll see who they are. And what's the name of the person you're talking about?
K Ocho.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't find a need or problem. She seemed pretty happy with what she was doing, so I didn't even do a transition script. So I don't know if I just handled it the right way or.
Well, okay. K.
Yeah, right there, K Ocho.
Okay, so she's a clinical program manager. And she's okay. Her nephew's having a birthday. Let's see what she does. Clinical program manager, and she's been doing it for 5 years. Okay. So let's look at the conversation. Whoops. I can do it from here. Now, you're talking to someone like this, and she's got a job. And by learning a little bit more about her, we're discovering that we haven't determined a need, okay? Now, she was active an hour ago. And the thing is that, I mean, if you send her a message, she'll write back to you right away. So is this somebody that, okay, so, all right, so she's somebody that you were connected to, but you don't really know who she is, right?
But we know each other from back in the days, and so we kind of.
Oh, okay, good. That's even better, because the bond between you is stronger. You're real.
Right, exactly.
Okay. So what are you doing these days? We knew the ministry. We must have connected a few years ago because we have many mutual friends. Married with 3 boys, working full time in healthcare. Okay, now you're asking, well, how does she jiggle all of that? See, I understand. We're bonding here. It's okay. But the obvious question that you want to know is, what does she do in healthcare? Working full time in healthcare. Okay. So, but this is good. How do you jiggle all of that?
I wanted to warm up a little bit.
No. This is perfect. And this is the other thing. We have, I married 3 boys working full time in healthcare, keeping busy. I'll bet you're keeping busy. This is wonderful. And look, you wrote 6 or 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. You wrote 7 lines. Look what she wrote back. So let's see. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, now she talked about personal. I live in Texas now. Everything is close by. Don't have to commute. I got promoted and I work from home. All right, now. So being a mother with 3 kids, being able to work from home is a big deal. Now, okay, I just actually got promoted. I work from home, so no commute. This would have been an opportunity. Man, I work from home too, or I have but it doesn't have to be about you. But this would be an opportunity, an open. She works from home. So how does she like working from home? Let's see. What do you do in healthcare? Now, what do you do in healthcare? I'm a program manager for health coaching program we offer as part of insurance plan and wellness benefits. Okay, I'm a program manager for a health coaching program. So here she's involved. She's basically working for some healthcare company, and she's the program manager. I guess to help. We offer for insurance. Right, we offer health coaching. Okay, and okay. So all right, she works from home. She's got a great team. I'm getting goosebumps here.
Yeah. So at that point.
Okay. All right. Listen. I know exactly. I'll show you exactly how to move this along. Okay. So either over the next 2 days, if you can be on one of my live sessions, just let me know ahead of time. I'll go in here and I'll help you with this. Now here overall, here's what you want to do. Okay. She works from home, and the basic questions. Okay, we know what she does. She just started work. Okay. She just started working from home, so she's happy. She loves what she does.
Right, so I didn't even invite her to anything. Yeah.
Well, right. But the thing is, what you want to find out is seeing that. So we know what she does. She works in healthcare. The question is, what did she do before? What did she do before? And how long did she do that? Because maybe she had a higher paying job before, but now she's making less money. But she's traded that for the ability. Maybe she was vice president of sales or something, and now she's making less money, but she's at home with her kids and her family. So that's worth something. And the solution to that would be, a lot of people have their, there are lots of ways to make, there are a lot of people making, that's one direction. The other thing that basically, if she's working from home and there's nobody supervising her, maybe she'd like to make more money. The other thing that you could do with her, because she's got kids, how old are your kids? I mean, she's an easy customer.
Right, exactly. I was thinking that.
Exactly, she's an easy customer. So get with me on, let me know which one it's going to be. Just shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll do I'll do it right at the very beginning, and we'll jump in here, and I'll show you because she's not going anywhere. She's not. That's the other beautiful. Yeah. Oh, and let me stop that for just a second. And when I say she's not going anywhere, that's not exactly true. I was working with $1 million earner in a business, on LinkedIn, and and what happened was we reached out to somebody who, in the conversation, basically had said they had just sold their position in a company and they were looking for another company. Okay. And so, Deborah goes, would you be interested in, do you keep your options open? She says, absolutely. And she was excited because she said, boy, the company that she's thinking at, we have better products. When I talk to this guy, he's definitely going to come into my company because our company is better than theirs. We have better products and people can make more money. So he gave her his phone number and he says, please give me a call. And she says to him, listen, I got to visit my mother at the hospital later today. She's in the hospital, but I'll give you a call tomorrow. She never called him. All right. 10 days later, she, reminds herself, I got to give this guy a call. She goes and looks at his Facebook page to, just see if he was relatively active. And she sees on his cover that the whole cover is promoting the company that he was told her he was going to get into. And she felt sick, okay? I mean, it was like she was terribly depressed. And I said, look, you snooze, you lose. Whether he would have gotten into your business is another story. So, but this person here particularly, she waiting for a day or two to get back to this. Because listen, for all you know, she's already in network marketing. Or hey, listen, for all you know, she's in consumer direct marketing. She's already in your business. You'll dig a little deeper and we'll find out. But anyway, I'm going to record. And this has been recorded. We're going to post it up in that coaches area. And I appreciate all of you. You're all doing a great job. You're all moving along at your own pace, and great job. And
thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max.
Congratulations. To all of you. You're all doing this at your own pace, and you get it. Lewis, wishes. I mean, how long have you been in network marketing, Sonny?
I've been in and out of the business since the early 90s, but I wasn't really serious about it until I joined Melaleuca. So probably about a year and a half I've been, actively doing it.
Okay, and Lewis, what, 25, 26 years? Is that what you said?
Yeah, off and on, just like Sonny.
Right.
Getting one business is not serious.
Right. All right. Well, you're both in good company. Actually, all of you are in good companies, and I'm thrilled to be working with you. And let me jump over to that other webinar and see who's there. Catch you next time.
All right. Thanks, Max.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys.